You know how it works. You say you want a puppy at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then by 5 o'clock, your entire feed is filled with cute little puppy dogs. One of my buddies asked me, hey, should I trade my Gibson for this Prestige guitar? I said, I don't know who they are. Next thing I know, I can't get away from them. What's the deal with Prestige guitars? As soon as I told my buddy I don't know anything about Prestige guitars, the internet decided it would school me by putting these beautiful, beautiful Prestige guitars in my feed. Just type a little comment to the people over at Prestige and say, hey, if you want to send me one of these beautiful guitars, I, Benny Goodman, the Neurotic Guitarist, would be most happy to be able to play one and tell you how I feel about it. Get a message back from Mike Kurzian, the head of all of Prestige. I really enjoy your show, Benny. Congratulations on the new studio. It would be my pleasure to send you a guitar. You're already subscribed, Mike? Cool. Send it to me. So let's see what my new friend Mike at Prestige Guitar sent for us to share. Voila! Okay. Before I even show you the front of this guitar, can we take a look at this ass? I literally have goosebumps right now. I don't know if I have, in person, seen a more beautiful piece of mahogany than this. This has to be master grade flame mahogany. I mean, this thing is just wild. Do we look at the front? Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at the custom shop master build. DC coupe in Hawaiian Koa. Beautiful Koa top with this blacked out nickel hardware. 3 Seymour Duncans, a custom shop SH159 in the neck, a pair of custom shop pearly gates for the middle and for the bridge. Volume selector in the typical Les Paul location. Macassar ebony fretboard with these beautiful mother of pearl block inlays with abalone stripes. And then there you have it, the Prestige headstock. Goto 510 18-1 tuners, and you have a mahogany maple Peruvian walnut neck. And again, remember, the nicest piece of flame mahogany I've seen anytime recently. Mike Kurzian, the head of Prestige, is the wood guy out of Vancouver, Canada. Now, unbeknownst to me, the vast majority of maple, the flame maple, the curly maple, the kind of stuff you see on a guitar like this, comes from the Pacific Northwest, like British Columbia, or Oregon, or Washington. But a lot of it from our friends in Canada. Because I asked Mike, what makes you guys special? Well, we get first dibs at a lot of the wood that goes on these guitars. My company, North Star Tone Woods, provides a lot of the maple and other woods for a lot of the manufacturers that you own and have in your studio. You've seen wood that's come out of our mill. Let me get this right. Before you send master grade maple that you've milled yourself at your place at North Star, you can say, I'm gonna keep these boards for Prestige guitars and then send the rest of them off to a Paul Reed Smith or a Fender. Yeah, Benny, that's kind of the idea, is that we get the best woods. I, Mike, have accumulated quite the wood library over the last 20 plus years. And in fact, we help operate other wood mills in Suriname, in Bolivia, in Guatemala. So it's safe to say, Mike, you got the woods. Well, I don't have all the woods. In fact, Benny, the Koa that you have on this guitar is from Hawaii. But aren't you the wood guy? I can just make a call to one of my other wood guys that I'm friends with, who I help find the best maple for, and they'll send me the best Koa if I ask. Well then, I know who I'm calling to get the greatest top ever for my next guitar. Wait a minute, Mike. Aren't some of your guitars made overseas? Because I went on Reverb, I looked up Prestige guitars, and wow, man, there's some beautiful stuff, but not everything's like this. Turns out that when Mike first started off with Prestige, he was having the guitars built at the World Music Plant in Korea. They're famously known for making the Paul Reed Smith SEs before they moved to Cortec. They make LTD guitars for ESP, Schecter guitars, and they're one of the biggest, most prestigious builders in the world, certainly in Korea. The idea with Prestige is that Mike was trying to get you a custom shop level guitar for a completely reasonable price point. Unlike a lot of other guitar companies that make these budget guitars overseas that have these beautiful tops, it's not veneer. If you get a Prestige guitar, it's a carved solid piece of wood. So if it has a beautiful flame, that's the actual cap of the guitar. Mike would send the best woods to Korea, they'd make them over there, send them back to Vancouver, and they would fit and finish them in Canada, put all the electronics, make sure they're all good. I asked Mike, well, how many guitars were you making? Was this some crazy, 10,000 guitars, like nobody gets that personal feeling? Turns out they were only making 800 to 1,000 guitars a year. So when they say you're getting a custom shop guitar, they really were making them in small batches at a completely affordable price point. And they're rad. Great guitars, look beautiful, sound beautiful, play awesome. I put the word out on the street to some of my friends asking what they thought, and everyone that I know that has played a Prestige guitar had nothing but great things to say. Stuff I was seeing in my feed looked tantamount to the Gibson custom shop or even the private stock from Paul Reed Smith. Some of the guitars on his website were so wild, those are made in Korea. No, Benny, those are now made in Vancouver. During the pandemic, more people bought guitars than pretty much any other time in history. They went nuts. The World Music Plant in Korea wasn't able to keep up with all the orders from Schecter and LTD and all these other companies. Mike was finding that they were not able to get even close to as many guitars manufactured as they needed. Prestige could have gone belly up, could have said, hey man, you gotta get on a wait list. Mike is a resilient person. Those Canadians, man, they keep getting back up with their Tim Hortons and their Rush blasting and Phil X, who I firmly believe is the better guitarist than Bon Jovi, a Canadian treasure. I've always wanted to build custom shop guitars domestically on top of what we're doing overseas. And now that we can't even fill the orders, maybe I should build a factory. I'm not an economist, but I've been to some factories. They don't look cheap to put together. How on earth did you do that? And that's when I really found out about North Star. That he's the wood guy. That not only is he making guitars, but he's providing some of the greatest maple in the entire world to all the companies that I love. He doubled down and went bigger and built a whole freaking factory and found a bunch of master artisans in the Vancouver area, master builders with years and years of experience that were already building badass instruments. And what came about was the Vancouver Guitar Factory for Prestige, where they make guitars like this. They have the Legacy line, which is the overseas guitars I was referring to that they built before 2023, which is when they opened the brand new factory in Vancouver building these things. And now they have their custom core line. You have the Elite, which is kind of their single cut guitar, the DC Coupe, which is the shape that you're looking at here. And then you have the Bandit. But if you want something wild, with a crazy Hawaiian koa top, for example, and 3 pickups, or an alien on the headstock. Maybe you want the craziest master grade burl top that you can find. You can get a master built guitar from Prestige. This is not like calling up one of those big companies and getting in line for 6 months and waiting. There's a 5-person team. You have 3 master builders, you have a CNC guy, and then you have a finish paint guy. And those are the guys that build your guitar. And if you want a guitar, you call my friend Mike directly and you talk to him and you tell him what you want. I'm sitting in bed sending pictures of wood to Mike and different inlay ideas. And can we make it semi-hollow? He's like, yeah, Ben, we could do all of that. And then all along the way, we will take pictures of your guitar during the builds. I told Mike, I have to have a guitar from you. This thing is so awesome. It feels great, but I want it just how I want it. Can you do that? Benny, I'm your wood guy. We could do anything you want. You just gotta dream it up. Mike, I've been waiting all my life for this. How much time you got? Why don't you smash that subscribe button already?